Hey guys, welcome to our How to Use Google Classroom video. By the end of this video, you will be able to access Google Classroom. You will know how to create a class. You'll know how to navigate through Google Classroom. I'm going to show you how to create some different types of assignments that your students can complete, and you will also learn how to have students join the class. And I will also show you sort of what that looks like from a student's view. So let's go ahead and get started. To get to Google Classroom, you can access it two ways. You can either type in classroom.google.com into the search bar, or you can go to your apps button and all your Google apps will appear. If you've used Google Classroom before, it might appear in your top apps. If not, you can click more and it should show up down there. Because I've used Google Classroom a couple times, it's in my top. Once you are in Google Classroom, this is your main dashboard. In your dashboard, you will have all the classes that you've ever created, and you will also see classes that you are currently enrolled in that are led by a different teacher. If you've never used Google Classroom before, yours will be empty. So to create a new class, I'm going to come up here to this plus sign, and I'm going to click Create a Class. So to create your class, you have to have a class name. So for our class name, I'm going to click Demo since this is just a practice class. If you teach multiple sections or you team teach in elementary school where you have a block 1 and block 2, you can add your different section. You can click what subject and you can click a room number if you need that. But for right now, I'm just going to have a class name. So I'm going to click Create. This is now your new class. So let's go ahead and talk about what each section means. Over here to the left, if you click classes, it takes you back to that main dashboard. You have access to your calendar. It will list all the classes that you have created. It will also have the classes that you're enrolled in, archived classes, and then access to your settings. In the middle, you have 3 different sections, and students will also see these 3 sections. So you have your mainstream, which is where you will post announcements. Students can respond to posts. You can also view different assignments that are due. In the middle is your classwork button. This is where you will create your assignments. Students will click here to view the assignments, complete the assignments, and turn them in. And then the people section is where you will see all the students who are currently enrolled in your class. And we also have our settings button. Within your settings, there's a different couple things that you can do. So you can either change your name. You have access to your class code that you can display. You can copy it. You can reset it where you change it, or you can completely disable your class code so no other students can join. Your stream, where students can post and comment, you can either have them be able to add different posts and comment. You can have students comment only, or you can completely cut it off to only teachers can post or comment. I do like students to have the option of communicating back and forth with me through Google Classroom, but I don't want them to have access to adding different posts, so I'm going to set it to students can only comment. You can also show deleted items, so different assignments that you've deleted that you didn't want them complete, but once again, only teachers can view that. You can also cut on Guardian summaries. So Guardian summaries is great if you use Google Classroom as your main source of parent communication. If you post assignments frequently, so it gives parents the option to sign up and they are able to see work samples that their students have completed. They can choose how often they get those summaries. But for this, I'm just going to click no thanks, and we are done with our settings. So now that we know how to navigate through Google Classroom, let's talk about creating assignments. So I am in the classwork tab of the same demo class, and I'm going to click on Create. And there's a different couple options. You can create just an assignment where you will link in either a document, a Google form, different things like that. You can post just a general question where students will go in and respond. You can post reading material, or you can reuse a post from a previous class and it will bring it and post it into your current classroom. And then with your topic button, this is what I like to use to organize my different sections. It just helps me keep different assignments separated that are on different topics or different skills. So for this, I'm currently working on volume. I teach 5th grade math. So my new section will be volume, and I'm going to click add. So within this section will be every assignment that has to do with teaching volume or practicing volume. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back and click create, and I'm going to create an assignment. So what I want to post first are some task cards. So volume set 1 task cards. Instructions are optional. I do like to post instructions just so once the kids get into Google Classroom, if it's not their first center rotation, or if it's been a while since I've gone over the instructions, they are right here in Google Classroom for them to review. So the instructions will be complete the volume set 1 task cards. Be sure to click submit when finished, because with the Google form they have to click submit in order for it to be graded. And with that, so points, if you want to change if you want to do it ungraded, if you want to do it graded, you can choose to add a due date. Since I usually use Google Classroom as a center, kids are completing it on different dates, so I don't usually do a due date. But I do want to choose the topic. So they are volume task cards, so I'm going to put it in the volume topic. Now, to attach the task cards to your assignment, they are located in my Google Drive. So the triangle here is going to link you to your Google Drive. And I'm going to go to my drive, and they are located in my 5th grade math folder. So all you do is you double click on what you want, and it will pop right up into your assignment. Because it is a Google form, I can import the grades so it grades it automatically. And then you can do some different options. You can go ahead and assign it. You can schedule it to be assigned later on, or you can just save it as a draft if you are not ready to post it. You can choose who it's for, and you can choose who it is for, who is to complete it. So I'm going to go ahead and click assign, and it is now located under my volume topic. So if you click on it, it has your directions. It will click who it's assigned for. Since there's nobody in my class yet, it's not assigned to anybody, but if you have 20 students, it would be assigned to 20, and then it will show you how many have turned it in. So now I'm going to create a second assignment, and now I'm going to go click assignment once again. This one is going to be some volume practice word problems. So volume word problems will be the title. Instructions, if you want to add instructions, you can. And once again, in my instructions, I like to remind my students to click turn in, so I will be able to see it and grade it. Okay, so for this one, you can either attach documents from your desktop, attach it from Google Drive, add a video, or add in a website. So for this one, it's going to be a Google Doc. So once again, I'm going into my Google Drive, going to the folder where it's located, and I'm going to click on my volume word problems. So because this is a Google Doc, there's a couple different options that you can choose from. You can either have students just be able to view the file where they can't type on it, they can't make any changes. It's just if you want them to read it or you want them to solve the problems on a separate sheet of paper, you can do that. You can have students edit the file, this gets a little tricky if you have 20 students working on the same file. So what I like to do, I like to make a copy for each student. So once again, I'm not going to have a due date, and I'm going to click Assign. Now, if you notice, I did not choose a topic. So because it's volume practice word problems, I want it to be in my volume topic. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click the 3 dots over here, and I'm going to click Edit. So now you can go back and edit your assignment, and this is good if you change your mind about wanting to add a due date, or if you notice you made a mistake in the directions or the title, you can go back and edit your assignment. So I'm going to click volume for my topic, click save, and now it is moved into my volume section. So when you click on the assignment, it shows when it's posted. It has your directions once again, how many students have turned it in, how many students assigned to, and it also tells you within the Google Doc that each student will get a copy. So now that I have shown you how to create assignments in Google Classroom and how to create a class, I'm going to show you one of my old Google Classrooms, and the only difference between this one is that, and the new ones, is that there are no classwork tabs and there is no topic. So everything is in the mainstream and everything is just posted in the order that it was assigned. So as you can see, I have some different websites that I had students go to, and for this assignment, you can post more than one tool within an assignment. So for this one, there was a video, so I linked in a video, and I also added a Google Doc. So really the main things that you need to focus on when creating assignments is that they're clearly labeled, you include directions, and what I like to do is if I am adding more than one tool like a website in a Google Doc, I like to put whichever one they have to access first before their next step. So I just like to make sure that it's very organized and very user friendly. For students to join your class, the first thing you have to get is your class code. So I am in my class settings. Under the general tab, you go over to your class code. If all of your students are enrolling at one time, you can display the code in full screen. If not, just have it somewhere that's easily accessible for students. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to switch over to a student account. So this is what the student account looks like. The student, he is already enrolled in a few other classes. The only difference is that when he goes to add a class, students do not have the option of creating classes, only joining classes. So the students will go click the plus sign, and they will enter the class code, the same one that is in your settings, and the student has now joined our demo class. So it looks, once again, it looks very similar to the teacher view. You have your announcements. There's also the classwork tab where they will go and complete assignments. So he will click on the assignment, and once he clicks on the form, it will take him directly to it. For the volume practice word problems, you have to click on view assignment sometimes to get to the Google Doc. So if it doesn't pop up under that classwork tab, just click view assignment, and as you can see, because we had it already set to make a copy, the copy is already created. So all you have to do is click create the Google Doc. Once they're finished, they click turn in, and the assignment will be turned in once completed. So this is exactly what the student view looks like. Once again, very similar to the teacher view. They just do not have the option of posting. They only have the option of commenting. And if you want them to post, you can always change that into your settings. Video, so just to review what you learned today, you learned how to get to Google Classroom and navigate through the website. I showed you how to create a new class, as well as creating new assignments within topics, and I also showed you how students can join, and I showed you the student view of Google Classroom. So if you have any questions at all, feel free to contact me. Thank you.